Hello students. In today's video, we will be doing section 3 of your textbook, that is writing skills, chapter 2. Do schools really kill creativity? And the topic that we will be studying is mind mapping. As you can see on the screen, the human mind is full of ideas and thoughts. We have numerous thoughts coming into our mind every second, and these thoughts have various connections. You must be realizing whenever you sit or even if you are doing something, your mind always is exploring some of the other thought processes. So similarly is the way when we think about a topic, our mind starts connecting that topic to various and numerous number of things. Now the way in which you can put down all these things properly is mind mapping. So let us see what mind mapping is and how it can be useful to us. As you can see on the screen, mind mapping has various benefits. It also requires planning, it includes creativity, and it gives out a lot of productivity, and it involves collaboration. It is a tool for the brain that captures the thinking that goes on inside our head. Mind mapping helps us to think, it helps us to collect knowledge, it helps us to remember and create ideas. So let us first get to know what is mind mapping. Mind map is a diagram which is used to represent words, ideas, tasks, or other items linked to and arranged around a central key word or idea. Mind maps are used to generate, visualize, structure, and classify ideas and as an aid in study, organization, problem solving, decision making, and writing. My dear students, as you are in the important stage of your life, that is grade 12, I know you must be flooded with number of information with different subjects in your different subjects. However, this particular tool can also be used in order to make your studies a better process. How we can do that, we will be studying in the further part of this video. As you can see here, they had said, like I had told you just now, that in mind mapping, what is actually the main thing is we write the central idea right in the center of the page first, and then we start connecting that particular topic to various other thoughts that come into our mind. Like you can see here, like the topic, if I say mind mapping, then you will start thinking about the structure of mind map, the paper that you will use, the various colors that you'll use, then words that you can use, then images that will come into your mind map, the branches that you can make. Okay, so all these things can be written down when you start thinking or you start making your mind to note down things. Now, why use mind maps? The first thing is it helps you to keep your information in a very organized and in a memorable way. Like when you put down the thoughts that you have in your mind, the keywords about a particular topic, it's very easy for you to understand or memorize the various aspects of a topic. Second, it presents information in a way that is logical to the students. Now, you will be doing your own mind map. Like nobody will give you a ready-made mind map. Mind map is the thought process that goes on in your own mind. Hence, you cannot take someone else's mind map and say, okay, I can do with this. No. Mind maps, as I will say in the third point, are unique for the individual student. So every individual will have a different way of doing his or her mind map. So your mind map will give you a logical way of going through a particular topic. Okay. Now, how to mind map? Like, how do you make this mind map? First, you have to identify your main topic of study. Like what is the main topic or the central idea that you want to think or start thinking about. Okay. Next, center and circle the map with your main topic. So you write your main topic right in the center of the page and you circle it. Then what you do is you branch other important ideas from the main idea. Like you can see in the picture here, okay, you can see here, if the center topic, the main topic or the central topic is periodic table, then you make the other branches that are closely related to this topic. That is organization of the periodic table, electron affinity, metallic properties, or atomic radius. These are the subtopics. Okay. And then you will support the important ideas with key information. So again, to organization, you will write some more information. You will put some information for atomic radius, some more information about metallic properties, and so on and so forth. Now let us get to see the 7 steps to make a mind map. The first, that is, start in the center of a blank page turned sideways. So what do you do is you take a blank page, and because now you are going to explore the various ways about thinking a particular topic, you would want a lot of space. So in order to have that much space, what you do is you take a page and you don't keep it vertical, but you put it horizontal, and then you start right from the center. Now why do you do so? Because starting in the center gives your brain freedom to spread out in all directions and to express itself more freely and naturally. Like, even if I say ice cream, so the word ice cream will bring a number of thoughts running in all kind of directions in your mind. Okay. And I or you yourself cannot control those thoughts. So similarly is the idea of mind mapping. You just want to pen down all the possible things that come into your mind when I tell you a particular topic. So you first make a lot of space, you create a lot of space in order to draw your mind map. Okay. So that is the first thing, that is start in the center of a blank page turned sideways. Okay. That is horizontal. The next what you do is you use an image or picture for your central idea. Okay, so what do you do is, like suppose the central idea I just now said ice cream. So what you will do, you will put an image. You will not only write ice cream, but you will draw an ice cream. Why? Because sometimes we also have this memory of picturizing things. Okay, so even if you don't remember the word, but you might remember the picture that you have drawn for the for the word, and with the help of that picture you can frame your ideas. Okay, so what you do is you use an image or a picture. Now why you do? Because an image is worth 1,000 words. Like if I just show you a picture, various people will have various things that they can name that particular picture. Okay, so this image helps you to use your imagination. Okay, it is your imagination, it is your way of expressing. So if I say ice cream, some people might draw a loaf of ice cream, some people might draw a cone of ice cream, some people might draw a cup of ice cream. So it can be different according to your way of imagining. Then a central image is more interesting, and it keeps you focused, it helps you concentrate, and it gives your brain more buzz. Okay, you kind of start stimulating your brain to think harder and faster. The third thing is you will use colors throughout your mind map. Now this, we are talking here children about something creative. Okay, this is a creative process. Like if you want to note down things, you can just simply write, make a list of it, like write number 1 and write it down, number 2 write it down. So in that way also you can put down all your information. But when you do a mind map itself is a creative process. You are creating something different from the usual stuff. So in order to make your mind map colorful, creative, and look attractive, you need to use colors throughout your mind map. Now, why do we use colors? Because colors are as exciting to your brain as our images. Like simple example, if I put you in a black and white room, And if I take you later into a colorful room, of course, our mind, kind of changes the way it works, and our thoughts also change the moment you see colors. Okay, so colors add extra vibrancy and life to your mind map. It adds tremendous energy to your creative thinking and it's fun. You can also color code your mind map as you can see here in the picture. Okay, they have color coded it. The next is to connect your main branches. Okay, now here you can see the central idea is written right here. Then you color code your branches and then again you connect those main branches to the sub branches. So to the central image, you have to connect your branch and connect your second and third level branches to the first. So it only shows that our thought process is going on and each thought is connected to the other. It's not like mind map where we just keep things hanging around or we just write points randomly here and there. No, we branch out every idea from the previous branch. Why? Because that idea is connected to the previous word that we have written down. Okay, because our brain works by association. It likes to think link two or three or four things together. If you connect the branches, you will understand and remember a lot more easily. Like if I say a word coffee, then you might associate the word coffee to a rainy day. You might associate the word coffee to late night studies. You might associate coffee to catching up with friends, anything. Okay, so you kind of make associations with single words that we have. Next, make your branches curved rather than straight lines. Like I have given you two images here. See, this is also a mind map, and this one also here is a mind map. But the difference between these two is that this particular mind map uses straight lines. Can you see here? These are all straight lines. Whereas this mind map here uses curved lines. Now, why curved lines? Because having nothing but straight lines is boring to your brain. Now we are into a creative process. We are in a process to create something new, something unique. Okay. And hence, we don't want to stick to the usual practice of drawing straight lines. Rather, we would like to become creative and draw curved lines. Okay. Then next, use one keyword per line. See, if you look at the mind map here, you will see that they have used certain words. So what happens here is your mind map kind of cramps up there. So when you use one keyword per line, that word itself is self-explanatory. You do not need to because the mind map is your creation. So obviously the word which you have written down, you know what that word signifies or what you want to say through that word. So you don't need to write a lot of words or you don't need to write a sentence or a paragraph over there. Rather than that, just the keyword and that's it. Okay, why? Because single keyword gives your mind map more power and flexibility. Like one word and then again your mind will start exploring all the possible thoughts. Okay, your mind map summarizes information instead of sentences. Ideally one keyword are used, so a single word per association gives more freedom and creativity and also clarity. Then use images throughout. Now, why do we use images? Because each image, like the central image, is also worth 1,000 words. So if you have only 10 images in your mind map, it's already equal to 10,000 words of notes. Okay. So if you write, notes like that, but if you just draw an image, it will tell you what exactly is going on in your mind related to that particular topic. Now the use of this image or color, okay, it helps you to make your mind map attractive, and when you are learning it keeps you faster at remembering those things rather than just writing down words. So if you might not remember the word that you have written, but you might remember the picture that you had drawn or the image you had drawn, and with the help of that you will be able to frame or put down all your ideas and thoughts. Now here you can see on the screen the ideal image of how you should go about with your mind map. So in the center you can see that is the main idea. Okay. From the main idea you have the branches. So you can have number of branches okay, which are connected to the main idea, the topic which is very close to the main idea, the subtopics, okay. Then from the branches you bring out the twigs. So some branches can have 3 twigs, some branches can have just 1 twig, or some branches can have more than 3 twigs. Okay, it is completely upon you the way you want to associate things. Okay, now here is a sample of a mind map. Like if I say, let's discuss about starting a new restaurant. Okay, so my central idea would be start my restaurant. Now, what are the main 4 key branches here? The location of your restaurant, the cuisine that you will have, the level of service you will provide, and the size of restaurant, whether it will be a huge restaurant or a small restaurant. Okay. Then to these branches, you will have your twigs, the location. So where do you want your restaurant located? Do you want it in a mall? Do you want it just close to your house, like home based? Or maybe you might just prepare things at home and then give away, or you might want a food truck. Okay, so these are the twigs to the branch location. Then cuisine, what kind of cuisine will you have? You would have Indian, you have had Chinese, you would have Lebanese, French, Italian, whatever. Okay, then level of service, what kind of service will you provide? Will you provide full service, fast food, and takeaway both? Okay, and then the size. Okay, what size will it be your restaurant? Will it be a small restaurant or multi-story? So this is the way that you can put down your mind map with a given topic. This is just an example. Again, here, as I said, use images. So here you have seen that this mind map particularly has used no image, but it has used keywords. Now you can further go ahead and draw the images and make it more understandable. Now in your textbook, for the lesson mind mapping, in the icebreakers, they have given you few exercises. There are only 2 exercises here. So those also you can do here. They have given you the actual way how the mind map should look like. Okay, so here in the main idea, you put down a topic that comes to your mind. Okay, and then try to put the branches, okay, the supporting ideas, and then break down those branches into various subtopics, okay, or twigs. So this activity you can do. Also, there is one more activity. They have given you a topic, preparing for the HSC board examination. So all the thoughts that come to your mind regarding this topic, you can put down in these clouds. Remember, dear students, mind mapping is a highly effective way of getting information in and out of your brain. So if you are finding a particular topic difficult to understand, you can immediately take a pen and paper and start mind mapping that topic, and I'm sure you will be able to understand it. It is a creative and logical means of note taking and note making that literally maps out your ideas. Now I say creative, why? Because as you go ahead in the lesson, you will see Julian Astle. He is the director of education at RSA, and he has spoken about schools killing creativity. He has spoken about he has this particular speech or a talk which was given at the TED Talks. Many of you have heard about this. So here, Sir Ken Robinson, okay, of FRSA, he has spoken about schools killing creativity, and he says that we don't grow into creativity, but we grow out of it. Okay, and according to him, today, if you see in if you see the situations in schools, colleges, the creativity is not given much importance. But according to him, according to Robinson, he says that creativity is as important as literacy, and we should afford it the same status. So he gives a lot of information here about how schools should enhance creativity and give equal importance to a child who wants to explore his creative skills rather than just focusing on the main subjects. So all this information they have given, and again they have put down here in the mind maps, so you can read through it and see how they have drawn the mind map for the information which is provided. So rather than you just writing down a lot of words, you can put down all those words in just the form of mind map. Okay, so they have given you all of these things. The brainstorming section also involves, various exercises which will help you to do your mind maps. And here they have given you a template. Okay, use your ideas, take any particular topic and then put it down here and start making note of it in the respective uh, clouds. Okay, and see how well you can make a mind map. I'm sure you will be able to do it, because it's nothing but the creative way of putting down things, and it is easier than just noting down things here. Okay, so you can do that. And you can also browse the internet to know the following, like various frames and designs. There are also websites which give you mind mapping tools, or concept mapping it is also known as, in that way. So that all also can be done. So for startup now, I would like you to just grab a pen and paper and take a topic. It could be anything. It could be festivals, it could be a topic of your study. Maybe you're studying that particular topic in economics or OC, or maybe science, anywhere. Okay, any related topic, and start making a mind map. See how helpful it is for you. Maybe it might be really helpful for some of you. Okay, so use this technique and let you be benefited by it. Until next time, thank you and have a nice day.